Top experts testify COVID vaccines killed millions. I got to be careful what I'm saying on the air here, or YouTube will further demonetize us. Not that they've demonetized us at all to the tune of some 90%. I found all of that, by the way.
Yep. Yeah.
I
And
found
we're
all of that
actually
in our records.
and we're covering actual articles.
Yes. For the record, YouTube, we're reading actual news articles here. So, two leading American medical experts have provided bombshell testimony before the Idaho Senate Health and Welfare Committee that the mRNA vaccines have killed millions of innocent people. Cardiologist Peter McCullough and prominent epidemiologist Nicholas Hulscher were called as expert witnesses. During his testimony, Hulscher presented irrefutable proof that mRNA vaccines are ineffective and extremely dangerous to use on humans. Okay, point of fact with all of these, we just covered that they rushed these out. There's no question of that. So here's my theory. They didn't rush them out. We were the test.
I think it was a depopulation thing.
I think the public was a test to see if the vaccines would be effective and not in curing anything.
And how many
what you
people
just said
line up for that?
All of them. I watched people line up. I literally when Whitmer locked down the entire state of Michigan, was actually very refreshing for me because I could go out and wander around and not be bothered by people because I really don't like people. I like a handful of people.
Yeah, I had noticed.
Yeah. I like there's like 7 or 8 people that I like, and my dogs and my chickens, and that's it. But I watched people lining up at the fire station in Rochester Hills, Michigan to get the vaccine. And it was day after day after day because I go for walks in the park. I go walk 6, 8, 12 miles because nobody was out there and I could just go. And these lines of people in their cars wearing masks and then shields over the masks and like rolling out their window just enough to put their arm out and they tilt their head away and all this drama over it all. And I'm going, have you people never seen the movie Outbreak or anything like that? You're reenacting the entire thing, and that's exactly what they've done.
Yep.
It was so staged. And I think you're right. I think it was a test to see if this particular vaccine was going to have the effect that they wanted, and it wasn't to cure you. It was to wipe out as many people as they could.
Yep. I think you're correct. Why can't we do it the old-fashioned way and just have war?
Oh, because then somebody with the appropriate tools of war might go, hey, what about those guys over there? Maybe we should go talk to them. Seriously. At some point, somebody's going to go, hey, wait a minute. Maybe we should go talk to those guys. It's going to happen. The law of inevitability it's Murphy. It's just Murphy writ large. What can happen will. Sooner or later, somebody is going to go, you know what? I know who we need to go talk to. I know what doors we need to go knock on. And for the record out there, we know you're out there. FBI special agents frickin' frack. Sit back down, enjoy your energy drinks and freaking snacks. Okay, because I'm going to disappoint you. We're not plotting violence. We're too old for that crap. We don't want any part of it.
We're just shit talkers now.
All I'm saying is the law of inevitability is a real thing. Murphy's real. Sooner or later, somebody's going to go, hey, wait a minute. We need to go talk to that guy.
Yep.
It's going to happen.
And here's another thing.
Look at the CEO from the hedge fund or whatever that was, the medical hedge fund that got smoked. That's a perfect example.
Now, I personally wouldn't have done it that way, but that's another episode.
Yeah, that guy was just an idiot. That was. Yeah. I have all sorts of theories, and that's a whole other show. That's really just a whole other show. 5 years later, America looks back at the impact of COVID-19. Most Americans say the pandemic drove the country apart. No, but all of the politics around it and all of the politics that had been going on before and after it were specifically designed to drive the country apart.
Yep.
In many cases, the whole pandemic thing brought a lot of people together because a lot of people did do exactly what I was just talking about, at least on the community level. They're like, we're not doing that anymore.
Well, they're actually
I'm not.
talking about putting us in camps
Yes.
if we refuse the vax.
A lot of people were saying outright, kill us. I think it was Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And Schwarzenegger was like, fuck your freedoms. Go back to Austria, you used up has-been. I got bad news for you. You're not popular anymore. That was 1981. Okay. Bye.
Well, first of all, we need to get those sound bites and make sure we show that in their faces and never let them forget it. Let's get
that
these
could be a
people,
whole different show.
Yeah, let's get these people off the air.
Yeah.
Because they in my opinion, they sold out to the forces of darkness.
The celebrities who want you dead. And there was a ton of them. It wasn't like a handful of guys. It was like one after another, put them in death camps, kill them, shoot them on sight. There was a couple of shoot them on sites.
Yeah. And, or what about this? Don't give them medical care.
Yeah. Don't give them medical care. And, that happened on both sides of our border. The Canadians were doing the same thing. They were really losing their shit over the whole thing. And the thing that baffled me the most, because of the nature of who I was and what I did, I watched carefully and I collected all of the. Actually, I think I could bring one of them out. Let's see how quickly I can do that while I'm still talking here. I was carefully watching all of that crap. And I found a site that showed the statistics. Aha. Yes, I can. Stand by and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's bring up a new tab there. Let's find a good state that's nice and red. Something juicy. Okay. Let's see here. Share this tab instead. I collected all of these for an entire year for every state. I have a folder sitting over here. And you can see this is Iowa, and you can see what they did. You must act now in Iowa to prevent hospital overload. Our projections indicate a stay-at-home order must be implemented because Iowa is like, fuck you, we're not doing that.
Yep.
The sooner you act, the more lives you save. This is today, and literally nothing is happening, right? But they're like, but in 3 weeks, you're all gonna die.
Yeah, the 2 weeks to flatten the curve bullshit that turned into 3 years.
That's what this was. I tracked all of this. I kept all of the records on this, and it was all just gaslighting. The whole thing, the entire time, from top to bottom, was just absolutely ridiculous gaslighting. Let's go back over to where were we? We were talking about 5 years later. I can get rid of that tab there. Yeah. I got to keep it because we have so many tabs for this. Because I've got like an endless. I have hundreds of them.
This is the way it works. I go to my email. I've got about 15, 16 people who send us links and stuff. I'll be like, COVID, send it to him.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I always have one or two words that explain what it's about, and then he just puts them in a file, and they're like, "Well, we got so much shit. We should do a show on it."
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. That is actually a criteria for some of the shows that we have done. If we reach a point of maximum density, we will put the fat chick on the camera.
Yep.
Oh, did I say that? Sorry. What are you going to do? It just is what it is. It is, it was the biggest gaslighting I've ever seen in my life. And I tracked all of that data and I watched this going on. I'm like, how are people not picking up on any of this? What the is wrong with people? Then I realized that it was you ever heard of the German dancing sickness?
Yes.
It was like the 15th or 16th century. This whole town, everybody would dance themselves to exhaustion, and what it was a mass psychosis.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's dancing. I should be dancing too. That's exactly what all of this was. with the lockdowns and the masks and all of that stuff.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to be honest here with this. In 2019, when I started, getting the reports from what was going on in China, I was like, that's going to be here soon.
I saw that as well when they were welding them into their apartments.
Yeah, I got hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, I got an oxygen generator, all the stuff you needed to, like, sterilize your house, ultraviolet light thing.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was coming.
Okay.
And, it wasn't that expensive, and it wasn't that big of a deal. But to the amount that people took it, I literally lost all my faith in my liberal friends.
I lost one of my very best friends, a guy named Doug, who took the jab and then 2 weeks later had the first heart attack. He was an attorney in Los Angeles, and if he didn't do it, he would lose his bar. They were going to any attorney who didn't take the jab, they were going to disbar, which is fucking brutal. And the guy had a house in Woodland Hills, which is the valley from like the movie Valley Girl, that valley. And then a couple of months later, or a couple of years later, he was still alive, but started to have chest pains again. And then he came to our house for Thanksgiving because he was working down in Tennessee. He had quit being a lawyer. He got fed up with the whole thing when he realized what had happened, and came up here for Thanksgiving, went back down to Tennessee to work. And then on the 13th, we were doing a show. Yeah. We were doing a show when I got the call. And it was one of my friends. She's from Kentucky. She called me and said, Ryan just called me. Doug's dead. And he had a heart attack. And the guy was 49 years old, played college football, and was the size of a fucking house.
Okay.
And just died of a heart attack. Like out of nowhere. No history of heart disease in the family or anything like that.
See, that in my family, it's pretty prevalent.
Is it?
Yeah, that's why I'm on the 65 and out plan. Not really hedging any bets beyond that.
That's fine. That's fine. Everything else is just more time to irritate people and plot evil. Yeah.
It's my hobby.
Hone your malevolence, if you will.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.